everyone, Cryptomoves. Wow, I am honored to speak with them today. So Cryptomoves is a duo of Nicolás Gatica and Bea Castaneda, two award-winning dancers based in Santiago, Chile, which is an absolutely beautiful city, if I might add. They are constantly extending the frontiers of what dance NFTs can be. From personal experience, I can say that their enthusiasm and positivity is undying, absolutely, every day. As two of the most prominent leaders of the dance NFT space, I am very excited today to dive deeper into their why and shed a light on the impact that they're having on humans and artists in Web3. Welcome, Bea and Nicolás. How are you?
Thank you so much,
Hi.
Kelly. Beautiful introduction. And thank you so much for respecting the pronunciation of our names.
Thank you for that.
Of course, beautiful names. It would be an absolute sin to mispronounce. So let's get started. You just came out from holidays.
Yes.
And you're fresh, right?
Right.
And, I've been stalking your Twitters and socials as usual, and I saw something surprising. This is quite common amongst artists, right? They have this beautiful blossoming artistic career, like the front, what you see on socials and Twitter, and then you get to really know them, kind of like how I met you in person, and I've just been keeping a track of you. And I realized that you both have a wonderful, thriving career outside of the art that you create, right? So Bea, congratulations on becoming a journalist.
Thank you. Finally.
Freshly a new journalist.
Increíble, yeah. So I'm curious, what's your story and your dance history, like for both of you as individuals?
Okay, I'll go first. Definitely for me, well, besides I'm a dancer, I'm a publicist too. So that's something that I'm definitely proud of, because since I was a little boy, I always wanted to do something else than dancing in terms of learning new stuff, learning new skills and all that stuff. But dancing was something that was definitely something that came because I love music. Music has been a part of my life since I was super, super young. My family is always blasting music in the house, even doing the laundries or all the stuff. So music was definitely something big. And from there, I just wanted dancing was never something that I truly wanted to see in terms of okay, I'm gonna be a pro in this. I just wanted to learn how to do some cool moves. So I started breakdancing. That was my first approach to dance, breakdance. I just was super shocked to see people get spinning and all that stuff. So I went into that side of dance without knowing anything about the culture, nothing at all. And thankfully, from there, my teacher, my mentor in the breaking was B-Boy Pita, who is a super respected B-Boy here in Chile. He's all about the foundation and the history of the stuff. So thanks to that, he taught me okay, this is not something, but it's also a culture, and it's also something that you gotta respect. And thanks to that, I took the weight of the things that I was doing, it wasn't just because, oh, okay, I want to move around, I was okay, this has a culture, has steps, it has, people who has created those steps, So from there, I started okay, I'm gonna be more serious about this, just to respect all this stuff. But it was just a process of doing stuff. And if you ask me right now, I can't see the line where I was dancing for a hobby and being a professional dancer. I literally can't see that line, because it was just a process of training. Then I got booked into shows, and there was a point where, okay, now I'm doing shows all the time, and now I'm creating my own stuff, and I'm getting called because I do my own stuff. So there's this a blurred line between okay, now I'm gonna do this professionally. But it was definitely something that, because music attracted me to it, it was music first, then it was dancing. And yeah, I think Beatriz has a lot more to say about it, because we met at the same place. We met at the same dance studio where we both started.
Yeah. I have some notes here if you saw me like reading because I'm practicing my English, so I need to read sometimes.
Of
Yes.
course.
I've been dancing for 9 years, almost the same time as Nicolás, and I started in the same academy as Nicolás. We started in an academy called Power Peralta here in Chile. Choreography for me always caught my attention, so I attend many classes of this style more than freestyle, hip hop, new style, that kind of stuff. Over time, I became more interested in freestyle and styles like popping or tutting. So I've always tried to practice both styles, but now with the dance NFTs, I have reinforced and practiced even more that type of styles like tutting and geometry in general in my style much. So I always try to mix choreography and freestyle like in the same way, but yeah, that's like my history.
Awesome. So yeah, I mean, Nicholas, so you came from a street style breakdancing background, fueled by the music around you since you were a kid, and then growing up, I can imagine the variety of music you must have been exposed to. What kind of music did you listen to growing up? I'm curious.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is something cool though, because like actually I love rock music, like metal music, like heavy music, because my dad is like a super hardcore guy. He's like tattooed like to the top of the fingers, like he's super into the punk stuff. So I grew up with that type of stuff, you know, like being an outsider some kind of way, you know, like listening to rock music, heavy music. And actually I have a band of rock, like that's like my side project.
What?
Like you know, that's it's weird, but that's like my side project. But that was the music I was into, you know. And I've never been the dancer that is like, okay, this is the music style, so I gotta dance like with this style because this is the dance style of this music style. No, I'm literally always like trying to put whatever is into the mix, you know, and moving it with my own system, you know. And that was the hard part of it, you know, like knowing my identity. And that was thanks to the same b-boy that I told you, because he was always like, you have to have identity, you know, in b-boys overall, you know, like being a like original b-boy is everything. But then I learned that it's not only in b-boy, it's like dancing in general, like having identity is something that goes beyond dance. It's like if you're an artist and have like a super clear identity, then you made it, you know. And that's like the step that I'm right now, you know, like having my own identity, so I don't let music distract me in that type of stuff, you know. But I grew up with rock music, like definitely rock music is something that I enjoy.
That's crazy. I can't imagine. Will you ever create a rock dance NFT?
Oh, that will be cool, because as we produce our own music, like we will definitely come to something, you know. But it's something that a lot of people is like, oh, this is weird, but some people find that it's super cool, you know. But yeah, it's art for me, and I don't see it that it's like such a big stuff. But it's something definitely worth trying. And if you're a dancer, try to move with rock music. It's definitely something new.
Yeah, that would be fun. Like an all styles battle, but with rock music. Wow.
Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just listening to Bea, I assume that she's the one who taught you tutting and geometrics, right? How did you find that process of catching on to a whole different way of, you know, moving your body and making shapes?
Actually, he was the one who
I was the one who did that.
he knows everything.
Right. Okay, my apologies. Well, this is a
No,
great
no
segue.
worries.
I didn't say that, so it's okay.
No worries. Like Beatriz loved that style. Like I think even more than me. But
I saw him
yeah.
first.
Wow. So you taught Bea the beauty of tutting, shapes, lines. So tell me about the story of you as a couple beyond this teacher slash mentor role that I can kind of induce.
Well, like being a duo it's something special, I would say. Like even though we're like obviously a couple and all that stuff, like when you are a duo, you definitely find some common ground in between. Like you had to find common ground. If it's not, it's like total chaos. So like for us, it was Beatriz who was like fully into choreography. You know, it's like she learns choreography so well in terms that it's like in an hour, like she can get like a full choreography. I'm not like that. Like I can't at all. Like if you like, this is a step, this, I'm like, oh, okay, let's slow down. You know, that's it for me. But that's because obviously I've been all my life like involved with freestyle. So with freestyle, what I told you before, like identity for me was something. So tutting was something that I was super into it because I love like symmetric stuff and I love how perfect something can be. And I don't think that there's like a dancing style as tutting where you can see something so clearly, you know. And it's like such a transcendental dance where people can identify shapes, you know, like it's not, you don't have to have like the technical aspect of something, and you can see that tutting is something cool, you know. So from there, like with Beatriz, it was just hanging around. Obviously we got to know each other, you know, and other stuff, the romantic stuff. But then it was like, okay, let's create some choreographies together to see what is going on. And our first works, I would say, it's like literally a mixture of both of our style. It was choreography, but it was like with movements that I used to make. And Beatriz, obviously, she's way more clean than me. So she was like, okay, let's do this, but cleaner, you know. That's like the symbiosis that we have with Beatriz till nowadays, you know. I don't know if you want to add something to it.
Yeah, but I think it was not that easy because
no, I don't.
Yeah, it's sensitive.
I think you have to know that we both were like 15 years old when we met. So it was like we were so different. We are so different as a person. He's like so social. I'm not that so much. So and we start dancing different styles. So I think because of that we connect very well, right? So we are very different as a people, but I think it's a good complement together.
Yeah.
So over time we began to find some things in common, these kind of styles, and even up until now, which it has been very nice for me growing up with a person like I've always admired what he does. I don't know if you know that, but I've always wanted to learn what he does. So I think it's so important for me finding that balance with so much time because we met like 9 years ago. So I think it was not so easy, but now I feel so comfortable with that.
Definitely love was a big part of it, you know, because we were growing up, you know, like imagine two 15-year-old kids, you know, trying to work together. Like that's the age where you definitely want to just do some crazy stuff, you know.
We're like, nah.
You don't have patience at all, you know. So definitely love was a big part of it because obviously because I love her, I had the patience to like, okay, let's do it. Like with my friends, if they come and it's not working, I will be like, okay, this doesn't work at all. Like don't do this. Let's not do this, you know.
But when we work, I think we're so different because we get serious. We're not like hugging or kissing. I don't know. We're like just so serious.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I think that's cool.
That's beautiful. I love it. And you mentioned the age 15. I think at 15, I was looking everywhere, wanting to do everything, try everything. And it's very rare for relationships to last because one, you're immature, you know, two, it's very easy to diverge pathways. And it just so happens that you met and it was that love that kept you together for a few years. And then when you really got into the work, like doing the work, you know, it worked out. So, you know, that's a very hopeful sign for
it is.
modern day romantics.
Yeah, it is. But it's gonna be stressful. Like you have to have that part in there. Like,
because it's work and we as a couple, so you have to balance that.
Yeah, I think some people struggle to overcome that, you know, even in their 30s. So it's incredible that you got it at this age. So, I mean, that's why you make amazing work because it's genuine. It comes from a place of love. So, I mean, let's talk about your work. The first NFT I saw of you guys was mirror shapes, and it was breathtaking. So I want to ask, did you have any experience, you know, producing dance films or working with editing videos to make it like this? Or what was that process like?
I think that as me as a journalist and Nicolás as a publicist, we have learned so many tools to be able to do our own work, to edit our videos and all that stuff. So we have always been editing our own stuff. So yeah, but you can.
Yeah, like as Beatriz said, like those were like the reasons why I wanted to be like a publicist, because I knew that I was gonna learn a lot of tools beside dancing, you know, like how to edit my own content or how to promote myself, which already when I was young, I knew that for an artist in general here in Chile, it's super hard to like live by it, you know? So I was like, okay, I want to learn the tools of marketing. I want to learn the tools of this stuff so I can see myself as a product and sell to the public, you know, and win and, you know, get an income of that. So when it comes to like producing our own content, it was thanks to that. Like I had a super cool teacher who was like, okay, let's do like a short film, you know, and he was like fully into like the takes, you know, how to edit all that stuff. And it was just one class with that guy, and I remember him till today because he was like super into films, and I love films. So he was the only experience that I had to like improve with that. But I always thought about it with dance, you know, how dance is gonna get involved with this. And I love to like see dance films, all that stuff. I'm super into it. And actually we have produced 2 dance films, and we have to like put them into like international film festivals, and both of them got into like the film festivals. So that's like a good sign that we're like putting our vision into it. But it's totally different of like us being in camera, you know, like with all these processes, us being like outside and seeing that from the director point of view or the producer point of view. And that is something that we're still kind of exploring into it, but something that we want to explore more like now in 2022 or 2023, because it's something worth it. Like when you see the product, it's not like when you dance that you are feeling it, like with production and all the stuff. Like when you have everything wrapped up and you are like in the post-production part of it, like you can take so many decisions that when you're live dancing, you can't do it, you know, like that's something that I love about it. So yeah, we have like super little experience into like producing our own films, like beside NFTs. But yeah, it's something that we love, definitely. And if it wasn't for like our careers, like professional careers, we wouldn't like, we definitely will be like exploring it, but we will never be like even close to like the knowledge that we have now.
Yeah, I love that you infuse your professional career goals into your passion and your art. That's something that I think a lot of people aspire to do, right? It gives you time to breathe and heal from maybe the hardest parts of the day, which is the drudgery of your 9 to 5. So yeah, that's that's awesome. So I want to talk about NFTs because, you know, that's why we're here. That's why. Yeah. Tell me how you got into them, and you know, what do you think it does? Like, how does it redefine movement and performance art?
Oh God, like that's that's the question, like because that's the question, like what we're here for, you know, like we've been in the NFT space since May of last year, like almost 1 year now, and you know that question still pops up in my mind, you know, like seeing people getting to know dance NFTs and performance, like even a year, like people telling us, oh, I haven't heard about this, you know, and all that stuff is still like, oh, you know, like we have to create more awareness and all that stuff. But okay, NFTs, we got into it because of a friend who's called Sean, which actually we did a collab with him. Like he's a super dope conceptual photographer for Montreal in Canada. And I saw a story in Instagram of him, and he was like, I sold this picture for 3 ETH. And I was like, okay, what is ETH? You know, like super basic question because I didn't knew something. But thanks to our relationship of friendship, like he was fully into, okay, this is NFTs, this is blockchain, this is cryptocurrency. And he helped us, you know, and he was like, you should definitely try it out because I haven't seen like dance in all this space, you know. And he was from February, you know, like he was super early on into like all this NFT wave. So when we got into NFTs, we didn't ask ourselves that question. Like we didn't think about, okay, dance is gonna be like the next pathway into something cool, you know. We were just doing it because that's the art that we do, you know, like as someone who takes pictures, we do dance, you know, like that we saw it like that, plain and simple. But after people got into it and people were like just calling us saying, oh, this is so revolutionary, oh, this is so cool, this is so new, I was like, okay, we got something here. And after some time, a couple of months, I would say, we took like the weight of what we were doing, you know, like, okay, this is truly revolutionary in terms that it's crazy to see how we never been able to like coexist in the same market as other arts, you know, having like dance collective, you know, it's like a huge, it was like, for me, it was like a mind explosion of like, okay, like, yeah, this is something. And from there, we were like with Beatriz trying to, you know, like improve the community, letting collectors know what is happening, you know, and all that stuff. But if you ask me, like, what is my take into performance and dance now, I think in a future, it's going to be super, super, like, not valuable. Like, I don't think that's the word, but it's going to be something special because dancing is such an organic art form. Like, it's literally the human body creating from nothing, you know. It's like, it's not like an illustration or something. It's like you're literally putting the body, the human body, into something. And now we're seeing so much experimentation, you know, with artificial intelligence and all that stuff, that I think that dance is going to be one of those arts that's going to be like super, like, oh, this is from day one, you know, like literally from day one, like this is the truest form of organic art, you know, like dancing, the human body movement. And you can mix it with AI and all that stuff, but like seeing the action of dance is what our mission is with Beatriz, to see that's fine art, you know. So I think it's gonna take some time, but it's gonna be there. Like, we're pretty sure about it.
Yeah, and all of this is supported by an income, right? That NFTs have brought us. So that's huge because it's an income that we never thought we might be able to get through our work. At least here in Chile, it was impossible. So that's huge.
Right. I'm really happy to hear that. I think crypto and Web3 is doing amazing things for Latam in general. I love this part of the world, and I think this is really where we're going to see the most change, at least first financially, and then the more financial benefits there are, the more creativity and innovation comes from here. And this is very evident with you two as well.
Thank you.
It's really interesting that you touched on the, you know, overcoming the conceptual barrier as dance as something that can be purchased post-production. Because if you think about art forms like music or maybe videography, right? They both have marketplaces for how to make videos, how to make music and videos and music in the post-production phase. But with dance, general people like you and me cannot buy. It's not normal to buy dance videos. It's normal to buy tutorials, but you know, the post-production is really where the value is, and we're consuming it every day for free on platforms like Instagram or YouTube. So this is huge. And I, you know, appreciate you guys for really putting the word out there.
No, thank you for the question. And I love how you put it, because I always say that for us, dancing is like a painter only having an income of like teaching how to paint and not being able to sell his own paintings, you know, like that is for dancers right now. Like, our economy depends on people wanting learn how to dance, and not everyone wants to learn how to dance. So how do we approach to people who are not interested in learning how to move it, but they love the art form by itself, you know? And now NFTs are giving us that extra step into like connecting with them. Okay, you don't want to learn how to dance, but you love it. Okay, you can collect it, you know, you can help us in our journey. You can have this piece framed, you know, which we thought about it, and it's like, yo, having that dance NFT frame is like super like meta in terms that you're having like performance in a wall, you know, and that is all happening right now. And now, you know, like right now, and that's like super, it's not creepy, but it's like, okay, we're getting there. Because that was our vision a year ago, and now we're making it, and it's like, okay, let's go for it.
That's awesome. Can you describe to me what you think of the first wave of NFT dancers, like the atmosphere of this first wave in one word?
How do I say, like, transparency?
Like transparency, like vulnerability.
Yeah,
that's for Beatriz.
I think
I love that.
For me, it's exploration.
Yeah,
literally exploration. Like, everyone is like trying to see what is this technology for us, creating collaborations, creating everything, mixing AI in between, which is like I've talked to this with like a few of the dancers. Like if we've been like doing this in like on Instagram, there's no way that I have met this guy and create this piece. It's like thanks to Web3 and all the stuff, we're meeting and like reaching out to places that we have never been able to reach. So for me it's pure exploration, but I understand the part of vulnerability because we're also exploring and putting ourselves into like making mistakes, and that's something that with Instagram, like you're not like with Instagram, it's like a platform where you can't make mistakes, because people like, oh, what are you doing, all the stuff. And now with NFTs and Web3, it's like, okay, I'm exploring, I can make a mistake, I can like do this stuff, and if people don't like it, I can learn from it and do another stuff, and all that stuff, which also is like, that's how it works right now.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
For sure. And those two terms are so inextricably linked because you have to be vulnerable to explore, right? Yeah. And I think the beautiful thing about us at the community we have is that we all support it and we never judge. So it's a very safe space right now. So this year has been really difficult for most of us. It's obviously a bear market. We started off in a bull market, and I can remember it was like a sale a week. I mean, and when it started to go down, everyone was like, oh, I mean, what are you guys doing? How, help me out. What have been some of the challenges and how have you overcome? I mean, how are you getting through this bear market?
The bear market, you got something to? Okay, bear market, like for us, like as we didn't know anything about crypto in general, we were like, okay, like what's going on? Like why my numbers are going down, But like when we were like at the all-time high with ETH, like almost with 5K, like we were not paying attention to it because for us, because for us it was never about the money, it was definitely about like creating something new and trying to put it out, and we definitely didn't knew that it was like, okay, like this piece is now worth this, But with the bear market, we definitely saw that a lot of people like went out of the community, which I respect also. But definitely a challenge of all of this stuff was just for us as artists, trying to keep it up, like we are not people who trade the stuff, so we're not worried about the numbers. But it was like, okay, we're seeing definitely a decline of like interest in this, but we're still artists, so we have to put more stuff out there because we love it, it's our passion. So I would say our biggest, like overwhelming stuff is like from the arts part of it. Like it's not about the crypto stuff. It was like, okay, let's not get like overheated with this stuff. Let's try to make something cool, and let's not get like rush stuff. Maybe not make like something quick because people haven't seen us in a few like weeks. It's just like our dialogue as artists. It was never about like the crypto stuff. Like if it's literally gonna go to zero, we're gonna still making NFTs because we see the value of like provenance and ownership, and all that stuff.
Yeah. And I think it was hard because the most hardest part was that we have some projects which are getting bigger and bigger. So we have to invest some money to really do them, but that it doesn't avoid us to finding a way sooner or later to release the ideas, right? But that was like hard to do.
Yeah. No, yeah, I understand. Like it was hard to do. Like we're now collaborating with a lot of people who are like, for us, we admire these people, and we have to like show them that NFTs work because they don't know nothing about it, So I'm teaching them like NFTs in a bear market is not the best way to teach them, but it's like having all that part is like definitely a dialogue. But I would say our biggest like barriers came from the artistic side, definitely.
Interesting. I think that's very telling, artists versus people who are in this space who might be just in finance or trading, who are so fixated on the numbers. So that's why I think like NFT artists are some of the most genuine people out there, and it's very refreshing. I think you've done an excellent job keeping spirits up in the group chats and keeping the momentum going. So yeah, that's very hopeful to hear. So I want to move on to some of your projects. I have lost count of them. It's incredible the pace and quality at which you're, minting stuff to the chain. Has there been one release this past year that has held a particularly special place in both of your hearts? Maybe it was a tribute to someone or a watershed moment or a special occasion. I mean, tell me about your favorite mint.
Okay, you got
Personally,
yeah, you got some.
From day one, it has been very special for me because the first NFT we did was like days after my dad passed away. So it was a really way, I think, to clear my thoughts. I don't know. I found like it was some like therapy. I don't know, but it was so special. Same thing with Strange Rain. It was like days after my 20 years old dog died, but I always watch it as an escape from sadness, right? I don't know. Those two are so special to me.
That's the power of art. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I would say Strange Rain for me holds a special place in my heart because, well, definitely I knew Poppy, which was the dog of Beatriz. And, like for us, art is the way that we express our feelings, So for us, it's like common, to like go out and dance, even though we're sad and all that stuff. But the good thing was that Strange Rain was in collaboration with a guy called Aaron. And Aaron used to have a band which was Basecamp. And I've been a huge fan of Basecamp since I was like 15 years old. And like it was the coincidence of life that I reached out to him saying, yo, can we do an NFT with you? like without expecting an answer at all, like nothing. And he answered and he was like, okay, I saw your work and you are great, and all that stuff. And he was like, okay, let's do it. And it was definitely something new for us because it was a drone shot and we wanted to play with shadows, all that stuff, like talking about the NFT by itself. But for me, it was special because I've been like, I would say that Basecamp, like the band of this guy, shaped the way that I dance now. So collaborating with him, who is like the guy who created this band, it was like, okay, now for me, this is like the full circle of life, like I'm working with the guy that literally shaped the way I see art. So that collaboration sold. So like having that interaction with him, like, okay, now you can have like this money, and he was like, oh, like this is good, like we genuinely had like a good relationship just because we were both artists, trying to collaborate into something, and we could like get a little bit of, of like money off it, even though we never talked before. Like now with this, it's like, okay, here's your share about it, let's go with it. So that for me was super special because I admired this guy a lot, and he was like super open into, okay, let's do it. Let's do an NFT. I have this song, and you send me what you got, and it was beautiful.
Damn, I remember the release of this and the launch. So did you film this with a drone?
Yeah, we hired a guy here in Santiago who's like with a drone, and that place in particular, that place is next to the US Embassy.
Yep.
So having a drone was kind of, it wasn't allowed.
No.
But the drop that you see is definitely, it's like the second take. It's definitely the second take, and then we did just one more, and it was over. Like because it was obviously dangerous to have like the drone next to the US Embassy, but we had to use that spot. Like we knew that was the spot.
Yeah. No, the extent that artists go to make art is crazy.
Yeah. You will see yourself in places you wouldn't imagine just for the sake of art.
I love it, and that's super beautiful. It meant, for Bea, it meant tribute to maybe two of the most important, people in her life, and for you, it was also a tribute and a very fast value-adding connection with someone who shaped your artistic nature, right? So, right, that's really I'm getting goosebumps.
Thank you. And I want to ask you, like Casualty, like the drop with Ana Maria, who is a poetician, that for us is super special too, because we think that drop shows how for us movement is the same as words, in terms that dancing is a universal language, the same as words. So that poetry dance mixture for us was super special because it's like this is the language of like two art forms trying to improve something. And if you ask me, I would buy Casualty again, like to have it in my you know, like it got collected too, you know, but it's one of my favorites too because of that same reason.
Right. I mean, how does it feel when you mint a piece of artwork that you've been working on for ages and you have to let it go because, you know, someone bought it? How does that feel as an artist?
I would say that's the process of when you know that the piece is finished, you know, like
the real end.
Yeah, like for example, making music, like so hard to like know when the song is finished. Like you want to keep adding stuff, and for us as dancers, like when we mint it, it's like okay, it's done. Like we can do anything more. Like it is done, and if someone gets it, it's gonna be like that, you know. So for us, like minting it is literally like the end of the process. There,
like the finale. Get closure. Cool. I mean, you have been in the space for some time. Do you have any advice for artists who, I guess in particular performance artists or dancers from whichever background, who might want to enter the space and kickstart their career as a non-fungible dancer?
I think for me, I will say that don't let this overwhelm you. Give it a chance because it literally can change your life. We have to learn new things, right? And grow as an artist. And I think technology goes hand in hand with that. We can't deny it. So also keep that personal essence, right? Not change for what you see or something that someone say to you, but at the same time grow as an artist and have to be open to new ideas, I think.
Yeah, I definitely go with that too, you know, like, and it's ironic that it's actually the same, like it's the same word that my mentor when I started said to me, like it's identity, you know, it's definitely identity. Like having this space with so many artists, because now with this you're gonna see artists everywhere, everywhere in every shape or form, and you will see artists selling stuff for like $10 and artists selling their stuff for like $10 million. So don't get overwhelmed by anything, and please make sure you have your identity. And the other, like I would say, word would be, this is literally a community driven stuff. Like I didn't trust it. Like when people told me like, okay, you have to be in the community, you have to learn from the community, I was like, okay. But then I learned that, this is where the community really shows up. Like you have to make genuine connections with everyone. You have to be there. You have to do something, you know. And for us as performers and dancers, we're in the point, like we're in the perfect point of like just exploring stuff, you know. We're in the point of making mistakes. We're in the point where we have a group chat and we are super well organized, you know. And I haven't seen this with other art forms, you know. So please, like, you know, give it a chance. We will give you like the best support, but obviously we can't help you further than, you know, all the sales and all that stuff. But we will reach you out. We'll try to help you because everything is happening now, like in real time, and it moves fast. It's gonna move fast. You're gonna get heated with it. You're gonna get overwhelmed, definitely. But you will see an evolution of your artist self in no time.
Yeah. Nice. Thank you. I'm getting inspired by that.
Thank you.
Cool. Let's lighten things up. Let's bring people in by the fun that being in this space can be. So I'm sure you're familiar with NFTs being linked to what people think of as just apes or punks or like
that's
just
the
JPEGs.
war we're fighting. Like that's the fight we're in right now, you know.
Our mortal enemy. But like let's have some fun with it. So I have a section called mint, burn, or rug. So I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you 3 projects, 3 JPEG projects, and you're gonna tell me which one you would mint, which one you would burn, and which one you would rug.
Okay.
So number 1, CryptoPunks. Number 2 is Art Blocks. And number 3 is Goblin Town.
You first.
Me first? Okay, now I have a soft spot with Goblin Town because I was like one click away of meeting a Goblin Town when the floor was like 0.2. So I have like a little bit of like, oh shit, with Goblin in general. I would say, I would say I will mint a CryptoPunk just because like the history, like you're like minting a CryptoPunk, like that's like you're in the part one of like all this space. For me, I would burn Goblin Town just because I hate them in terms that dude, I was literally one click away before the floor price went to like 10 ETH. So I had like a little bit of regret. And I don't want to rock art blocks because I think it's like a super cool project in terms that, you know, like it's simple when you see it, but when you see all the technology involved with it, you know, and you see that everything like in blockchain, all that stuff, it's a cool project, you know. And I don't want to rock it, but I feel that if I rock CryptoPunks or Goblin Town, there will be like total chaos. And I don't want total chaos in the Twitter community, you know. So I would say I would rock art blocks, but I love them. Like I will definitely have like a colorful scribble.
Fair enough. It's love, rug out of love.
We're so different. I have totally different answers. I will mint a Goblin Town.
We were on the verge of greatness with Goblin Town.
Yeah, I like them. I will burn art blocks because I don't know, it's like meh for me.
For the art, you didn't like the art. Yeah.
And I will rock CryptoPunks.
Can you imagine like the chaos of like rocking CryptoPunks? That would be wow.
I think you would make headlines.
Yeah, that would be huge. that would be like the total scam. Like, yeah, but I respect your opinion. I would love a CryptoPunk.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I respect both, and I think rugging CryptoPunks is a great way to get publicity, and then you can sell all the NFTs you want.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. There's light everywhere, but it will be chaos. But I want a CryptoPunk, definitely.
Sorry.
Interesting. Okay, great. Thank you for that. So let's wrap this up. What's next? What's coming up? What's in store for you two? Are there events, new drops, live ventures? Tell me, what's on your horizon?
Oh my God, new drops. I say it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. New drops. Something is coming, and there's something coming now, and it's definitely our most ambitious project today. And it's gonna be a collection. I'm gonna say that. Not many pieces. It's not like 50 collection pieces. It's just a little bit. But this one is like one of the things that we're super excited to come with. And the other thing I'm going to spoil is that we literally are going to have tomorrow a class, like a private class with a teacher to teach us about the subject that we want to create these pieces with. Like we're like super into this project right now. Hopefully you will see it soon, because we're collaborating now with an artist here in Chile who is like a super dope director of music videos. So you're gonna see like a super good quality collection of Cryptomoves in no time.
Damn, that's awesome. I can't believe just the steps that you've taken, you know, from starting to now working with top directors in Chile. So congratulations, guys. It's very well deserved.
Thank you. It's definitely something.
Yeah. Thanks for your time. Where can we find you, lastly?
Okay, you can find us here in Chile. Like we're gonna be here for a while. No, but definitely you can follow our socials. We have our Twitter, which is brand new because we love with Beatriz to have like our identities by separate, but now we created a Twitter handle for both of us, which is Cryptomoves. Like, and how do I say like the line, like the
underscore.
Underscore, Cryptomoves underscore ETH, because you can put a dot on Twitter, so it's Cryptomoves underscore ETH. You can follow there, or you can follow me in Nicolás Gatica CM
and Bea Castaneda CM.
And obviously in Twitter, in Instagram, we have all the same names.
Yeah,
we have the same.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I have the same name.
Oh, mine is Beatriz Castaneda, and our handle is Cryptomoves.
That is.
.eth on IG, _eth on Twitter. All right,
Yeah.
got it.
And you can see all of our dance NFTs. Oh, actually, not all of our dance NFTs. You can see most of all the dance NFTs at Foundation, which is Cryptomoves, obviously. And we have one dance NFT, which is like a super exclusive drop on First Tips. Cryptomoves, the same on First Tips, which is like a super exclusive house of design. And we have a drop there, which is nice. But yeah, we have only 2 drops. Of all the drops that we made in our life, we only have 2 available. So that's nice.
Woo. Yeah.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter if
Twitter.
you want to see all the NFT stuff. In Instagram, you're gonna see all the silly Nicolás, all the silly Beatriz, but in Twitter, you can see all of our work.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Cryptomoves.